Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester, and I'm glad you're here this morning. We got a great show lined up. A special guest drove all the way over from Freeport. So we're going to get started with our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard, and his hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. And folks, it's warming up, okay? High today, 71, low 58. Does that sound good compared to this time last week? Wow. And interesting, our water temperature has gone up like 2 degrees. It's up to 58 degrees at the end of the pier. Our water temperature brought to us by Allco Electric out of Lynn Haven. They're good folks there. Need any kind of electrical work, give them a call. Now, our river readings brought to us by the good folks at Panama City, Coca-Cola. How about river? Look at both rivers. Now, Apalachicola went up a little bit. It's reading this morning a 7 foot even. And the Chocolate at Caryville, it's a 6.7. It went up just a little bit, but the river's going to be in good shape this weekend if you plan on doing any kind of freshwater fishing. I think you'll be in good shape. It's warming up a little bit. I know you bass fishermen are doing that pre-tournament fishing already. I've already heard about it and checking things out. So there are going to be some bass out there. Tide chart brought to us by Kenton Forest Lawn, good folks here on 23rd Street. Strong tides, really strong tides all week long. We're talking about a low tide this morning at 8:08 and a high tide tonight at 10:39. And the wind, we talked about it last week, it was north all last week. Well, a southern southeastern flow at about 10 to 15. It'll be a little bit breezy, so be careful where you are on the lake. Don't get into that open water too much if you have a small boat. All right, we're going to take a break and come back with our special guest. Okay, welcome back and welcome to our guest. Drove over from Freeport this morning. This is Wade Cotton. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you.
All right, first time we met, and we already got a bond because why? We love outdoor stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we're glad to have you. So we got hooked up by Ariel, and Ariel Payne, one of our mutual friends, and she was sending me some pictures of some ducks and all you've been taking, all the things you've been doing outdoors. So I said, that's the kind of guy we want on the show. So tell the folks a little bit about yourself, Wade.
Wade Cotton from Andalusia, Alabama. Born and raised up there, moved down here about 10 years ago and lived in Freeport for I think 8 years now. Have a couple businesses over in the Santa Rosa Beach area.
Well, you've been coming here your whole life. You said your granddad had a place here?
Yep. Blue Mountain Beach, my granddad bought back in the 70s. Yeah. And we've had it in our family ever since. And yeah, we've got a lot of enjoyment over the years out of going to Santa Rosa and to fishing off the beach, and you know.
We already talked about pompano fishing now, so we know how we feel about pompano fishing and duck hunting, and we're going to show some pictures next segment. But what are all the things you enjoyed outdoors? What are some of them?
Mostly, you know, if I have my choice of what to do, it's definitely going to be to get up and go duck hunting. You know, it's something that my dad got me into, I think when I was probably 12 years old. He took me to Arkansas with a group of guys, and I got to hunt timber and watch these mallards come down flying in this timber hole. Now, you know, when you're all hunting together, you don't know who's shooting what, you know, or who's. But man, I'm at 12 years old, I thought I was getting every one of them, you know. And so that's a memory that, you know, just kind of, you know, sticks out. But it's what got me started and having the love for duck hunting. And now, man, I've been all over Canada I go up to Missouri, Arkansas, just anywhere the ducks are, I try to get there. You know, we only have 60 days to hunt, and now it's sort of a tradition that's passed down. My kids both love it, Britt and Parker, and Britt has trained a lab. So he got to retrieve some of his first mallard retrieves this year at 15 months old. Oh, cool. So yeah, we've got we had a really big time this year.
We're going to show some good pictures, but I got a tickle. We're talking about, you know, this time last week with snow and all, and tell us about getting stranded in the snow.
Yeah, we went up to harvest a deer at my dad's place south of Andalusia, and I didn't think, you know, we heard the forecast, and I really didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was, you know, which we need to, you know, heed the warning sometimes when they tell us it's going to get bad, you know.
None of us thought it was going to be like that.
No, and so I was up there to get a deer and to spend some time with my dad. And I tell you what, we got snowed in up there, and they shut the roads down in Covington County, and we couldn't get back. We had to wait, you know. So we were there 3 or 4 days until they finally, you know, opened up the roads enough so we could get back.
Well, you were able to get a buck, or you got?
Oh yeah, I got a little small basket 7-point, sort of a cull deer, but got some good deer meat, and I've already, all the back straps gone already, or I'd have brought you some.
That's a good one. And you said your granddad is still around up there. Mm-hmm. How old is he?
96 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
We got to give him a shout out, because that's awesome.
Donald Cotton, he started Cotton Tractor Company back in 1949.
Wow.
And that place stayed in business up until about 4 or 5 years ago. So.
No kidding. No kidding. So I guess y'all always had some good tractors growing up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. It started with Ford tractors and then moved over to New Holland.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's interesting. Did you know that hunting area up there? That's a good place to hunt. I mean, it's really good Alabama hunting in that area. Mm-hmm. How long a drive did you have to get up there?
From Freeport, it's about 1 hour and 10 minutes.
That's real close.
But driving back in the snow, it was about 2 hours and 10 minutes.
I guess nobody. How much snow did they get up there?
We measured at Dad's place in a couple different spots, 7 to 8 inches in most spots. But there were some drifts that were, you know, way over that.
Yeah.
It was beautiful though. You know, you just don't get to see that very often.
Goodness.
Yep.
I know. I just took the next day off after snow. I just drove up to the woods and just walked through the woods. It was so beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Come back with those pictures we've been talking about. Be right back. Okay, welcome back. We're sitting here having a good time with Wade Cotton coming over from Freeport, right down the road. Freeport's growing, isn't it?
Oh man, too much.
We've heard that all through the Panhandle. Oh, look, let's talk about these pictures and all. And this is cool. The first one we're going to pull up, and you know, I used to love to duck hunt, and every now and then we'd get a banded one, and just had to find out where was he banded and all. So we're going to show this picture right here. So let's see. We got it. This is a big mallard, and there's a band right there.
Yep.
Okay, so tell us about this one.
My kids and I went up hunting, and that was a place called Viney Pond up in West Tennessee. We hunt with a group of guys at West Tennessee Outfitters. Kyle Jackson, he's been a friend of mine now for 5 or 6 years, and yeah, we were. It was our last hunt of the year, late season, and you know, we're out hunting in the blind, and all of a sudden the dog comes back with a duck, and when you have 5 or 6 people, like I said, you don't really know who actually harvested the bird, but the dog gets back in the blind, and sure enough, there's a band on this mallard, and that's my second band ever in my lifetime. And he was from Saskatchewan, Canada.
Saskatchewan.
And he was 5 years old. Yep.
5 years old, that was pretty good length right there. That's interesting. Okay, so here we go, this picture here.
This was here recently in the same blind, believe it or not, that we got the banded mallard, and this is a pretty rare duck, and also I've never harvested one of these. This is a North American black duck.
That's a black duck.
Yep.
Okay, because I couldn't figure out quite what it was. Man, that is rare.
Yep, you just don't see. Wow. Like I said, I've hunted almost 30 years now, and that's the first one I've ever got.
Okay.
And I've heard of people getting them, right before I went hunting, or they got one after I hunted, but I've never got one when I was there. So.
Not many.
And Ringo, I call him my grandpuppy. He's my son Britt, his dog. He got to retrieve that black duck, which is really cool.
No kidding, that was special. You had your son and your granddog together, and a rare duck.
Yep.
And now this is a good picture here.
Yep.
So this was all of y'all hunting together.
Yeah, this is me and my dad and my 2 kids, Britt and Parker. My dad is Lamar Cotton. And the boys took a few of their friends with them as well. But yeah, so we have 3 generations of duck hunters right there in the
awesome.
same blind, and that's our 2 days worth of mallards that we had harvested right there.
And this is West Tennessee?
Mm-hmm. Sure
All
is.
right, so here we go
Yeah.
here. So,
Yeah, that's me, and then my oldest son Britt standing next to me, and then my youngest son Parker right there.
oh man, I know they had a memorable day.
Oh yeah, they love it.
You have some good waiters, don't you?
Well, you know, the funny thing is these boys, they have to be, you know, that you would think that the ducks know what brand you have on, you know what I mean, or they won't come in, you know. So
Oh, yeah.
they have this shin gear and all this fancy stuff, and I'm in the oldest waiters you could possibly imagine out there, you know. So
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, they got to be in style.
Yep.
Yeah, those ducks, they won't come in.
they won't come in if you have on lacrosse waders, let me tell you.
Okay, this one right here. This is a good picture. This is Viney Pond
Mm-hmm.
in West Tennessee, and they're outfitters. So
Yeah.
you folks can, you want to go on a good hunt, I guess you need to go online and find them and,
Yeah, you can.
and hook up with them.
Yeah.
That's a great picture.
Yeah, that's 5 years. We've seen that place grow, and the Stinson family owns that place. And, you know, it's just one of those areas that ducks just want to be. You
Yeah.
know, and this man had a dream, Mr. Jeff Stinson, of having duck hunts there in this place, and planted the trees 20-something years ago.
Oh.
And you know, like it sort of fits exactly what he wanted it to become. So the first time I stayed there was in their old cabin they have. And now they've grown to where they've taken some houses and made them into camp houses.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was, I tried to do a picture, especially when it's me and Dad and the kids, you know.
Okay, that's your dad
Yeah, and
here.
that's my
Okay.
dad
Okay.
standing next to Britt.
Okay.
Yep, and yeah, that was our mallards we harvested on the first day there.
All
and that's
right.
me and Parker on the right.
That's a
Yeah.
great picture.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree. I'm gonna have to frame that one.
Yeah. All right, there they are, the good waiters.
Yeah, they got those shin waders. They're fancy, let me tell you. They were, you know, right there setting up to go and put all these ducks on a log that's hanging out, so they had to do it for the gram, you know, the Instagram picture. So
That's right, Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
What are their ages?
Britt is 20. He'll be 21 in November this
Okay.
year, and Parker will be 19 in June.
Cool. All right. And again, okay, that's all together.
Well, that's their
that
buddies.
That's their buddies. Okay.
Yeah, so Will Boyd is the kid next to Britt, and then Banks Johnson is their cousin. He's son of Brock and Katie Johnson up from Opp, Alabama.
Okay.
And that's Ringo, the black lab right there that you see on his shoulder.
When I looked at these last night, lining these pictures up, I looked at that and just smiled.
Yeah.
You got to get a good feeling. You
Yeah.
got your dog on your shoulder. You got your ducks in a tree, and you got your buddies there with you.
Yeah, you know, it takes a lot of work to get a pup like that to fetch and retrieve like they're supposed to, and especially in an area that he's never been. He's never hunted out of a blind like that. He's hunted ground blinds and you know, sat down beside Britt while we dove hunt and stuff like that, but he's never been in a blind in a box. He can't really see good. He has to swim through decoys and jerk strings and everything, you know. So it takes them, you know, years to develop to be able to be, and he did really, really good. We were really proud of Ringo and how he.
And you don't think about those kind of things when they're retrieving. They do have obstacles as they go through, and decoys a lot of times are a big obstacle.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's a good point. Right?
Well, he got hung up in, and one of the decoys was following him, and he kept turning around and biting it like he thought it was trying to get him. It was hilarious.
They should have put that on Instagram.
Yeah, we've got some good videos of him.
Okay, but anyway, that's all in West Tennessee, and some other places. What are some other places you go to?
I hunted North Delta Outfitters. We have a group of guys that I met over at Sure Things Cigars, having a cigar every once in a while. We started this little club, and we've hunted 5 years in a row, and we go up to North Delta Outfitters to their place up there, which I would consider like we call it a bougie hunt. You know, these guys are, you know, it's top notch.
I bet.
And we have a really good time up there. Yep. The Riley family owns that place. I think they have about 2,000 acres they hunt. One place in particular called Eagle's Nest, and we do a lot of hunting. If you want to follow some of their hunts, they have a something called Daybreak Outdoors. It's an Instagram and YouTube channel.
Okay.
And you can kind of see what they have going on up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yep.
Now, who does the calling? Do you guys do the calling, or some of y'all do the calling?
Well, We can call, but you know, when we go with guides, they like to do the calling and make the shot calls and stuff like that. I hate to say it, but my son Parker has done all of us in the calling department. He's gotten to where he picks the brains of you know, some of these call makers and becomes friends with them on Instagram, and they're teaching him how to sand the reeds down and do all this stuff, and you know, so he's gotten to where, and he can really call ducks really well. But typically when we go, we let the guides kind of do the calling, and we just sit back and you know, shoot when they say to shoot. But
that's cool though. Like duck commander, just to get those reeds and all this.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
All right, let's take our final break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a quick look at our fishing game time today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. We only have one time today. It's 12:05 or 2:05, smack dab in the middle of the day. So take time and get outdoors and do some things. And talk about getting outdoors and do some things before we get to what kind of business. Tell the folks what kind of business you're in.
I am a partner in Clear Title and Escrow 30A. We have an office over in Alice Beach. We do real estate closings and title work. My partner, Keith Carroll, he's an attorney. He does probate, and he's a qualified intermediary for 1031 exchanges. So we're full on in the real estate world.
What's the rewarding part of a job like that?
I think probably the reward is seeing people, whether it be an investment or a home that they're going to live in, to see people match with and get, you know, us help them close and get their dream place, you know what I mean, or help them as an investor to build their wealth. You know, to me, that's probably the most rewarding part of
and you can almost see it in their face, can't you?
Oh yeah,
the joy they have.
And people don't realize how many moving parts there are to closing a real estate deal. Now, some deals are really easy, and some deals have a lot of, you know, issues that we have to clear before we can close. And you know, to help, you know, make that happen, you're not just, you know, helping a family close on a house too. You're helping a real estate agent feed their family, you know, as well. So there's a lot of, you know.
Now, what's the name of it?
Clear Title and Escrow, 30A. Yep.
All right.
Now there's a town office here in Panama City called Clear Title and Escrow. And then we opened another over in the Alice Beach area. It's actually right between Rosemary and Alice Beach in the Alexander building. So.
Okay, now when you go there, and don't give away to start talking about outdoors. You got to take care of the business and do the closing.
That's right. That's right.
Because that could happen. Hey, this next set of pictures, this was like Alaska. So tell us about this.
Yeah, so we were up in Missouri at North Delta Outfitters, and it was during one of these cold fronts, and a big snow pushed through.
Wow.
And yeah, so the funny story is we're taking pictures with these ducks that we had harvested that day, and I think you have another picture. I actually built a snowman.
Okay.
Yeah, that's out front of the lodge there, that group of guys.
Look at that. That's a heavy snow.
It was.
A nice lodge. I love that. Look how they pose the tree.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you walk inside right there, and there's they have these ducks hanging from the ceiling like they're coming in.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
They probably have 60 mounted ducks in there that look like they're coming in to land.
Wow.
It's really neat. Yeah, that's the group of guys. You know, I told you Daybreak Outdoors, that guy on the left, Brandon. He runs that operation and that YouTube channel. Yeah, that's my group. It was really, really cold that day. It was about 18 degrees.
Whoa.
But we got in a snowball fight at the end of that duck hunt. So right there you see the snowman I built.
You're in the blind now. You built a snowman.
You know, it gets a little boring sometimes when the ducks, you know, when it's cold like that, those ducks, they were locked into the holes trying to keep them open, you know.
So those are your empty shells?
Yeah, those are my empty shells that we had there.
Well, you did a good job with
yeah, I made a little small snowman there. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. And that was cold. Looks like it's cold.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's about all you want.
Oh man. Okay, I think that. So that was up in Missouri.
That was in Missouri. Yep.
Yeah.
I've done a little hunting with black sheep waterfowl up in Canada as well. And let me tell you, if you ever get a chance to go to Canada and duck hunt, it's unlike anything. I mean, you know, these places that I'm telling you about, they're jam up operations, and you're going to have a blast. But if you ever get the chance to go to Canada, and it may not be as nice, you know, accommodations and stuff like that, but I've sat and watched 10,000 birds,
Oh,
you
my
know,
goodness, yeah.
fly and land.
Wow.
Just crazy to see
Wow.
that amount of, you know, waterfowl between geese and ducks and everything.
Yeah.
It's just, you know.
That sounds exciting. We love,
It really
love to
is.
talk about those kinds of things. Got about a minute or two left. Okay, we're about to hit February. What's your upcoming plans in the outdoors and all this coming rest of this year and all?
I think we're trying to get a little quail hunt in before it warms up too much. You know, if we can, maybe a couple fishing trips, outdoors wise. I may try to go back up to Dad's and harvest one more deer before the season goes out. And then it's going to be golf season. So
you love to golf.
I
right?
do love to golf. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I'm actually playing in a Squirrels Revenge tournament this
Saturday.
Saturday coming up. Yep.
Here in Lynn Haven.
Here in Lynn Haven. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You'll probably run across a lot of people we know.
Yep.
You know, how important is outdoors to you and your family?
Oh man, it is something that's really brought us together.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to connect with teenagers these days. You know, and you know, to get them to hang out with you is one of the hardest things. They'd rather be glued to their phone or, you know, on Instagram or whatever they're doing. And it is one of those things that's really brought us together, and it's a tradition that I'm happy to pass down. My dad passed it down to me, and me to them, and hopefully them to their kids as well. So.
Well said. You're a good ambassador for the outdoors. We appreciate you driving all the way over from Freeport and being on the show. You were a good guest. You had all kinds of good stuff. And we've got to get Ariel, make sure Ariel watches this show now.
Yeah, we'll make sure she watches it so she can make fun of me.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate it.
Pleasure to meet you.
Good luck to you and the rest of the year and
All right.
to your business and all.
Well, you too.
Okay. Folks, we're going to wrap it up. We got tomorrow now be the famous Friday fishing forecast and the giveaways of seafood and a butter plate at Gene's Oyster Bar. So be sure to tune in tomorrow. We're going to wrap it up for the day. And it's always great to have guests like this that love the outdoors like we do and to share it with us. And those are some great pictures.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we'll wrap it up. Y'all do something good for someone else today. You have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors. Take care of it. And God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.